Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to see how we can use WFuzz for login authentication brute force. So you may come across many web applications or internal dashboards wherein it requires a username and password to proceed further, or let's say any admin portal which require the credentials, and without you passing the credentials you cannot move further. So at that particular time, if you need to fuzz or brute force the login authentication portals, then you can do it easily with the help of WFuzz. So the syntax of doing this is WFuzz -z file, users.txt, which is exactly the same as we did previously. We are supplying a word list. Now over here, with the help of -d, you can supply the body or the request. I'm going to show you how you can get this request from your browser, wherein we are going to fuzz the username and we are going to fuzz the password. So basically, the input is going to be taken from the users.txt file and is going to replaced at both the places. And then finally our target, which is example.com. So these requests will be generated. First is WFuzz will take usernames from the list. WFuzz will use it and replace it in username and password, and it will do the brute force and we will get the success. So it is the practical time, and let's see how can we do this. Let me just quickly go to this application. So I have hosted an application on srsecure.xyz over here. So as you can see onto the browser, I have hosted a web application over here on srsecure.xyz/somaya. So over here, if you come, then you will be able to see Area 51 target, which has been protected by a username and a password field. So I need to give the right username and the right password, then I will be able to log in. If you will give the wrong username and wrong password, there is going to be an error message called as try harder. But when you will give the right username and password, at that time there will be a flash message which will say success. Alright, so first let's capture the request or the parameters which we have to actually fuzz. So I will just right click and click on inspect element, go to the network tab, and now let's say we give here SS and let's say XYZ, and I'm going to hit submit. So once I hit submit, you can see over here a post request has been send, and when I will click on that post request, here you can see the output for the post request. This is the response headers, this is the request headers. Over here you can see a button called as resend. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click on edit and resend. And from here you can see the body that we require, and we need to give this body to WFuzz. So I'm just going to copy this, go back to my file over here, and I'm going to paste my body. As you can see, the body has been already pasted over here. This is our target URL. Now you have to notice from here that we only need to give the username and the password. That's why we do not require this part, which is the submit part. So I'm just going to delete that. All right. Now over here, we need to give the input in the username. So we'll give their fuzz, and also we need to give the input in password through which we are going to brute force using WFuzz. So now this is ready. Okay. So as you can see here, the command, which is WFuzz -c, which is for color, -z for the word list that we are going to supply, -hs is basically to ignore the response containing invalid. So here what is invalid? It is try harder. So basically we are grabbing or filtering the response, and we do not want to see the response for try harder. Okay, what is try harder? Try harder is a error message. All right, so that's why we are using -hs. So h in the instance being hide, and s is actually the reject switch that we are using, which is try harder. -d is the post request, the data that we need to supply. As we have already seen, the post request, the data is username and password. And finally, fuzz means the section of the post request that I want to fuzz. Finally, my command is something like this. So let me just run the command for you and show you how is the result or the output. All right, as you can see over here, I have got successfully two valid payloads. First one is admin and second one is Tomcat. So let us first quickly verify if they are correct or not. So let me just type here admin and hit enter, and you can see it was success. Perfect. Let's also verify for Tomcat. So Tomcat and hit enter, and you can see it was again success, which means the username and password that we have got from WFuzz is exactly the same, which is the correct one, which is the right one, and which have worked. Now let us try to modify this. So in case if I do not give -hs, what is going to happen? So let me just show you without the -hs, which we are basically filtering. And if I do not filter, then you can see over here, I have got the payloads are being successfully executed, and I've got the same response. So how I'm going to filter? One thing you can notice over here is the word, which is basically the number of words that have been changed into the output. So over here you can see for Tomcat it has changed 74, and for admin also it has changed to 74. This is one of the way you can identify it, but it is highly not recommended. But if you want to do this, you can also do this. So you can just grep and 74, and you can do it this way as well. But the most recommended way is using -hs, and in -hs you are able to see this. All right, so I hope you guys understood how you can do the login authentication brute force using WFuzz. Thank you.